Hello traders, it's Cypher back with another video. It took me 2 years and 2 months to make my first dollar from trading, but the thing that finally changed everything wasn't a strategy. Today, I want to talk to you about the mindset shift that helped me get 3 payouts from Top Steps so far. And before we even start, I want to tell you something. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a simple exercise that can significantly improve your trading if you actually follow it. Because the truth is, most traders don't fail because of the market, they fail because of what's happening inside their own mind. You'll see screenshots of payouts online and it can look easy, but what people underestimate is the amount of work, frustration, and internal change that has to happen before these payouts become possible. If I'm being honest, unless trading feels like a calling where quitting isn't even an option, it doesn't even enter your mind, this journey is extremely difficult, and it's also extremely rewarding. It's one of the most highest leveraged jobs that you can do on this earth. I started trading in October 2023. My first payout came in January 2026, 2 years and 2 months before I made my first dollar from trading. 2 years of trying, losing, questioning everything, and wondering if I was just wasting my time. If you join my free Discord, you can actually see the entire journey. I blew 8 accounts before I finally got funded for the first time in June 2025, and then I got complacent and blew that funded account in October 2025, and I still remember that moment very clearly. When I blew that account, the urge to quit was at its peak. I remember thinking to myself, I've been doing this for 2 years and I still haven't made a single dollar. Being unprofitable for that long really hurts, especially when you're managing your university education and working a minimum wage job at McDonald's on the weekends, and also moving into an entirely new country where I had no support system. It makes you feel like the market is against you, but the truth is the market isn't against you. The key to being profitable is usually the last place you look. It's within you. For 2 years, I was consistently losing money, and if you flip the logic, that means I had actually become very consistent, just at losing. So all I had to do was flip those actions to be consistent at winning. So I had to ask myself a brutally honest question. What exactly was I doing wrong? The first mistake was that I did not have an actual real edge followed by backtested results. An edge is simply a repeating pattern in the market that gives you a statistical advantage. But I wasn't trading a clearly defined pattern. I was entering trades based on my need to make money. And that leads to the second mistake. I was trading with a need. When you need money from the market, you automatically fear losing it. When you fear losing, your decision making becomes distorted. You start forcing trades, chasing moves, and entering positions that don't really follow a clear system. Another huge barrier that kept me unprofitable was impatience. I was dealing with impatience ever since I was a kid. Deep down, I knew I should be waiting for that ideal setup, but my mind could not tolerate waiting. I wanted everything right now. I could not delay gratification. And impatience usually comes from fear of missing out, combined with a lack of trust in your system. Then there was discipline. I define discipline as the ability to do what is necessary even when it is uncomfortable. And trading is a very uncomfortable job. I wasn't disciplined because I wasn't following one system. I was jumping from strategy to strategy, hoping the next one would finally work. Another mistake that I made was expecting certainty from an uncertain market. The market is random. I was trying to predict the outcome of every single trade. But an edge does not tell you what will happen on the next trade, it tells you what will happen over a sample of trades. And finally, I was attaching my self-worth to the outcome of my trades. If I had a winning day, I felt amazing. If I had a losing day, my entire day was ruined. So by October 2025, I reached a point where something had to change. I just had to change something. I could not go on anymore by being an unprofitable trader. Around that time, I came across Bob Proctor, and he explained something that completely shifted how I saw things. Our results in life are a direct result of our actions, but our actions are largely controlled by the subconscious mind, more specifically by something called a paradigm. A paradigm is a set of beliefs stored in your subconscious mind that controls your behavior. If your paradigm is that you're a struggling trader, your actions will reflect that even if consciously you want to be profitable. And that's when I realized something. My subconscious self-image was someone who was trying to become profitable, not someone who was profitable. So subconsciously, I kept acting like someone who was still struggling. That's when the paradigm shift happened. I created Cypher. I was born as Rushain, but I created Cypher. Cypher is the highest version of myself. Cypher is patient, he is decisive, disciplined, and he manages risk properly. Cypher isn't trying to make money. Cypher is focused on following the process. He only takes trades that follow his predefined rules, and he trusts his system. But it's not blind faith, it's data-driven faith, because around that time, I begged God to show me what I needed to do to become profitable. And one of the answers I received was simple: backtest. So that's exactly what I did. I went back into the charts and studied my setup. And when you see your setup appear again and again and again in past market data, something changes in your brain. You start developing patience. You start developing trust. You start developing discipline. Because you realize the goal is not to win every trade. The goal is to execute the same edge over and over again. Another realization also became very clear to me. In most areas of life, the more effort you put in, the more results you get. If you study more, your grades improve. If you train more, you become stronger. If you work more hours, you usually earn more money. But trading is different. In trading, more effort leads to worse results. The more trades you take, the more mistakes you make. The more you try to force opportunities, the more you damage your edge. And that was another paradigm shift for me. Trading isn't about taking more trades, it's about taking fewer high probability trades. It's about waiting for the market to come to you. And once my actions started aligning with that idea, something interesting happened. In the last 3 months, I was able to make back everything I had lost in the previous 2 years. 2 years of losses recovered in 3 months, and we're just getting started. And the crazy thing is that the market didn't suddenly change, the strategy didn't magically become better. The thing that changed was me. My paradigm shifted. My actions aligned. And when your actions change, your results eventually follow. Now remember, at the start of this video, I said I'd give you an exercise. Here it is. First, clearly define the rules of your edge. Write them down, every condition that needs to be present before you enter a trade. Then go back into the charts and find 25 examples of that setup in the past. This is your backtest. Now here is the actual exercise. Your next 25 trades live must follow all those rules exactly. If a trade does not meet every rule, you simply do not take it. Because your goal is not to make money. Your goal now is to make sure all 25 trades looks the same. And it will be uncomfortable, but this is the right way. Journal every single one of them. Write down why you took the trade, how it followed your rules, and how you felt during the trade. Because journaling is one of the most powerful tools a trader can have. It forces you to become aware of your behavior, and awareness is the first step towards change. After those 25 trades, look back at your journal and study your actions. You might be surprised by what you discover. And I'll leave you with this thought. When you chase something, it usually runs away. But when you focus on doing the right actions consistently, you start attracting the results you were chasing. The money starts flowing to you like water. In trading, the money doesn't come from forcing the market, it comes from aligning your actions with your edge. And when you do that long enough, the results eventually show. And that is the mindset shift that I made to become profitable in 2026. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it so far, comment millionaire so I know that you made it towards the end. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.